Welcome to Four Seas One Family, where we share thoughts and opinions concerning our life in Taiwan, the region, and the world. I'm your host, James Thomas, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan, and I'm so glad to have you traveling along with me on this journey, and welcome to the show. Well, a lot has been going on here in Taiwan, and some good and some bad. Well, the good thing is that our COVID-19 people getting ill is going down, thank goodness. And the bad thing is we have over 10,000 people here who have been infected by the disease. And I'm not sure. I mean, we have a lot of people, like over 300 people died from this thing. And it's really scary. Now, we are now had our lockdown extended. It was originally to the 8th of this month, June here, but now it's going back, way back to the 28th. And they're still holding in strict rules that when you're outside here in Taipei, or New Taipei City, you have to wear a mask. And if you're not wearing a mask, you're going to get fined, you're going to get stopped, and you're going to get questioned. We had an incident the other day where a foreigner in southern Taiwan, where he also requested to wear a mask, but not as strictly as it here up in the north, being total ridiculous and refusing to wear a mask because of his rights. But he caused a little shaking up here. But that's, most people are able to get over that and move right along. You know, you got to wear like a regular mask, you know, such as this one, which is advisable, goes over your face. But in some cases, if you see people wearing total face goggles, like I'll show you the one that I wear. I put on my mask like this and actually wear this, okay, to stop any spraying going into my eyes and stuff like this. It's quite comfortable. It's not too heavy. And how you doing, Mystic? It's not too hard to wear. It's pretty comfortable. Right now it's 3:05 here a.m. on Tuesday morning here. Still in the office because I'm not able to move around a lot. So I decided to stay in the office. But I wouldn't want to do a video like this with this on, but occasionally on some of the talk shows here, you see people wearing a mask and even these face shields. And then on some talk shows, they have shieldings, transparent barriers to separate people from them spraying each other with whatever airborne particles and stuff like that. But it's getting to a high level here. We also have tracking apps. I think I mentioned this before, that you can download. And if you're going into like a store, you have to either scan a QR code or sign a document with your phone number, so that if someone in the area has contracted C-19, they'll notify you to ask you to go get tested. But recently, there's been some reports that some people who have a phone who can just do a quick QR code scan. Thank you very much, Ms. Mystic, for the blessing. I really appreciate it. Some people are just writing their name and giving a false number, and when people have been infected and government's trying to track them down, they can't find them, and it's really bad. But I think people here for the most part are cooperating and are wearing their mask. People are cooperating. I mentioned before, like if you're caught wearing a mask and get caught by one of these grandmothers, they'll mouth you to death. You'll rather be, you'll probably be most likely rather be stopped by a policeman than stopped by one of these grandmas on the street. They are momming, but it's kind of funny. But that's the situation. Some ways it's kind of a warm-hearted effort to see the older folks doing their job. But there's a lot of shaking up here. Now, we're still in lockdown level 3. And the scale, I think Taiwan has a scale that goes up to 4, which is like, no driving, no nothing. You can't leave the house, can go shopping, nothing like that. But, we are allowed to go shopping, but you walk into a place, you have to get scanned, tested, this not tested, but get your temperature checked. And we do have these test centers around the area where you can go and get tested real quickly. But we still have a shortage of work personnel in some cases in vaccines. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But there's a lot of adjustments being made. I mean, the students here now have to get ready for their big tests and before the summer vacation. But it looks like they're not going to school now. What I mean by this lockdown, by the way, is that people are allowed to work. Restaurants are not open. They cannot have people sitting in a restaurant, but they can order out. People are working as much as they can to try to keep their business alive. Students are not going to school. They're doing a lot of their studying online. And that has, I have to frankly say, it's not worked out as well as people would like, because basically the schools were not 100% ready or designed their lesson courses for online teaching or training. But they are adapting very fast, and a lot of the teachers are really using their heart to familiarize themselves more with the software and issues like that. Mystic, I think you're in Ohio. I hope everything is going well over there. Please take care. Okay, please take care. People here are trying hard. Like I said, the teachers here are really hunkering down and doing the best they can to offer students lessons. Some have chosen to use platforms like Zoom that was officially banned by the Taiwan government here, at all government levels at least. And using Zoom, or a lot of them are using Google platform. I forget what that's called. What's the official name of it? If you know, let me know. And WebEx and stuff like that. But it's a hard effort because it's kind of hard keeping students' attentions while you're trying to train them online, because they're at home where there's so much interference around them that a teacher's like having a hard time. And some parents cannot go to work. It depends on what kind of job they have, of course. And they have to spend a lot of time with their kids at home, and it's hard to sitting behind your kids while they're in class, and when you have other things to do, and you got your boss worrying about trying to keep the business open. It can be quite stressful, and indeed. But as a one cohesive unit, Taiwan is still going strong, and there are internal, how would you say, fighting among, government officials. I always say disagreements between government officials, between, who's in charge of this much of whatever they're supposed to be assigned to do, such as making available quarantine locations for people who have to get quarantined, and also the amounts of beds. Now you have Taipei City and New Taipei City actually, cooperating with each other to open beds up for people who are ill and stuff like that, or who are asymptomatic and stuff like that. And the next thing that maybe I can talk a little bit about is, the Dragon Boat Festival, is coming up. And a lot of doctors are just saying, look, just cancel all of these events officially everywhere, Keep in mind that here in Taiwan, we do have a restriction on how many people can gather. It's 5 or more. That's it. Yeah, take care of it in Ohio, okay? Because this thing can come back anytime. Even if you have been inoculated, doesn't mean you can't get it again, or you probably have enough of how would you say, resistance in your body to hold it off, but maybe pass it on to someone else, because we still got to keep our guards up. As they say, don't put your guards down. But how they say it in Mandarin says, 不要掉以轻心, basically that. But we have the Dragon Boat Festival coming up, and a lot of the doctors here are afraid that, if you get a mass gathering of people, it may cause some, spreading of C-19. We have a wonderful space here in southern Taiwan, a place called Sun Moon Lake, that over the past few weeks we had basically a drought. And this wonderful, wonderful lake was really lacking a lot of water. You saw boats, going down to the bottom of the lake, and it just turned into a small little goldfish pond. But the past 2-3 days, we had inundation of rain here in Taipei City. Some places, and here in Xingyi District, places got flooded. That's right. It's like you're wishing for rain. Then when rain comes, your eyes bulges out of your head, like, wow, the rain came down here, and the restrictions of the water restrictions we had here in the whole Taiwan has been dropped. And how you doing, Earl? Thank you for joining me. The restrictions has been lifted, but what happens, because Sun Moon Lake is a wonderful, beautiful place, and people are itching to get out the house. They ran down to Sun Moon Lake in droves, and a lot of them were not wearing masks, and that really upset the police department down there, because they're running on a skeleton crew, and they're running around telling people, put on your mask or we're going to fine you, put on your mask. And there's some opposition, but for the most part, it hasn't gotten to the level where in the States where people want to fight. Well, not that far. If it has, it was very few, and that was a big. There were a few news segments about that show the gathering of so many people going down to Sun Moon Lake to, they all had cabin fever. They needed to get out, so they ran down there and shaking up a lot of people. And like I just mentioned, a lot of doctors are kind of worried that because of the Dragon Boat Festival, people who have cabin fever want to get out and go to these places and see activities in droves. But recently, a Malaysian man returned to his home country and Malaysia, and he, while in transport, appeared to be asymptomatic. But when he got into his hometown, this one person infected over 2,000 people. 2,000. One person. Kasilang. That is scary crap. One person. More than 2,000 people infected. Now, just imagine if it was 10 people who appeared to be asymptomatic and went to different parts of a nation and got twice as many people infected. Taiwan has a population of about 25 million people. Just imagine if 10 people got off an aircraft or ship here, or was smuggled in here and they had COVID-19, and they spread it to 2,000 people. This all multiplies, it's exponential. That's right. This is something that you don't play with. And we also know that, being out here in Taiwan, we're not too far from India. And India has another variant of C-19. Yes. Japan is struggling, and they've been in lockdown 2 or 3 times. No, 3 times already. This is something that we should not be playing a game with. Now, there's people with opinions saying that this is just a cold. Okay, if this is a type of cold, of the flu, it's a bad one. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Respect other people too, while helping yourself. You don't want to, even though you may have high resistance to this particular virus, someone else and care about may not. A child, a parent, a grandparent. Show your love to them by just putting on a mask or doing what you can. And sometimes it even means to not visit them. I've heard comments, and I don't know how much fake news this is, but a mayor in a certain location in southern Taiwan said that if you see someone, if you come in contact during this supposedly vacation period of someone coming from the north to the south, report it, and we're going to give you $1,000 for reporting them. It's called 检举, to inform us that this person is here. I mean, this is bad. This is sound more like a socialist state. You don't do that. If this is going to cause people to lose their mind and go butt crazy, this is ridiculous. And I hope it doesn't get to that point here. But this one Malaysian person probably was a great person who probably didn't know, his condition was so dangerous. Infected over 2,000 people. This is no joke. And once again, Taiwan is 25 million people. Just imagine if just 10 people asymptomatic came in and were able to infect nearly 2,000 people. This is all exponential. What will happen to this population? It would not only affect the everyday progression or activities of the nation, the infrastructure, right? It'll affect even how Taiwan could handle its internal, say, security concerns or even invasion. This is something that shouldn't be a joke about. Now, I'm not trying to make this be hyperbolic, but this is something a nation has to think about, and especially Taiwan, because we have certain neighbors next door. It's scary. Japan, yes, let me put this up, Earl, okay? Yeah, Japan is still trying to do the Olympics. I don't think they should do it. I mean, I know they spend a lot of bucks on it. But man, well, the lives of your people are important. Let me put that back up there, Earl. Japan's still trying to do the Olympics. Look out for the future of your people, man. Even if it is a bad cold. From what I understand, a regular Tylenol ain't going to help you, or bare aspirin is not helping much people. I know someone who adamantly feels that this is just a cold and this is just what a certain Illuminati group is doing to control people. Well, this is a bad little cold. And when people cough, it's like coughing, not C-19. I'd rather call it C4. Because think about it, this C-19 probably killed more people than C4, an explosive compound. This is something not to get happy about. So wherever you are, protect yourself and protect others. Now, we also have another concern that I kind of alluded to. Yesterday, about a day and a half ago now, because right now it's 3:21 in the morning here. The United States sent a U.S. military C-19 cargo aircraft here to land right here in Taipei, about 10 minutes north from where I'm at right now. And they brought in 750 COVID-19 vaccine doses to Taiwan. That makes me very happy. It didn't make the neighbor next door too happy. A lot of rhetoric has been flying around about crossing the line. But the United States sent a C-19 cargo United States Air Force aircraft land right in Taipei. I mean, this aircraft is huge, bulky, huge, and it landed in a runway. I watched it take off. It really didn't use that much runway space. This plane was big. And they got vaccine here. And it's good to see that America is thinking about Taiwan in this way. The neighbor next door got really peed off and, really got really vocal about it. But the thing is, think about it. The people here do not want to take the virus vaccine offered from next door for apparent reasons. Think about it. Would the people next door, the neighbors next door accept the vaccines coming out of here? It's good to see that. It's good to see the United States take a stand in this position. I just hope that people stateside are not too caught up in their divisiveness to understand that Taiwan is in a position that can affect this whole region. And you probably know a little bit about this little dotted 9 line little thing there. Maybe I'll talk about that in a later episode. In my next episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about this platform is involved, how we need to keep our eyes open, and I'll talk about that in my next episode. But while I'm here today is that, today I want to talk about these 3 things. And I'm very happy that the United States, its government representatives landed here, regardless of the hoopla and the loudspeaker announcement pointing in this direction from the neighbors next door, to get 750,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses here to the people here, because there's a shortage. And it's a shortage because, not only because the world simply needs it, isn't, the whole world, but there may be some underhanding things going on that purposely trying to restrict the amount of vaccines Taiwan can get. Now, Taiwan has the ability to make its own, but it doesn't, because of the short period of time, have enough of time to test it, or the population testing pool to actually do, in my opinion, a thorough testing. And you have to understand virus's efficacy rate, right? And a lot of people don't understand that the numbers you get has to do with the method and the number of people involved in your sampling for testing the effectiveness of your virus. Thank you, man. Thank you. Even though I'm not Taiwanese, thanks a lot, man. But this is home for me now. But, moving right along, without getting too complicated in this, Taiwan needs the support of the world, because Taiwan is located in a very important area that happens to be in the crossways that control the many nations to the south, the Philippines, the gateway coming through here to Vietnam, right, all the way down up to India, to the canals up there. This is a very important region. Also, Australia is worrying about this too. United States, where we have Okinawa, that's something that, we need to keep an eye on. There's nothing wrong with a nation wanting, and its people wanting to, how would you say, improve their future, the future of their next generations. But how you do it, it's very important. People back home, and I'm appealing to you. Tell your friends and people about Taiwan. And it's very, very scary. Okay. All right. Taiwan. Huh. Maybe one day I'll be able to talk to her and maybe get her here. Who knows? Who knows? Because she's quite willing to talk to individuals. Thank goodness. Hi, 你好. Okay, what are you saying here? 错，我就要打。OK， 为什么你要到大陆的 ？OK， 我现在不要跟你讲这个，你要讲另外一方面的，好吗？我们在另外一个频道讲，好不好 ？OK， 大部分人在这边会看不懂。This is something that okay, well that's good for you. You go ahead and take it then. This person wants to take the mainland Chinese vaccine. That's fine. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to keep an open mind and respectfully. So any comments, put it up. I just want to let you know this simple thing here. And once again, it's almost time. I got 2 more minutes. here with you. But please let friends and family know about this situation. Okay, good. Okay. Now, Shicha, he's saying that the mainland vaccine has passed the WHO recommendations. Well, I hope you understand that the WHO, at least in my opinion, is not an organization that can be 100% trusted at the particular time. I'm not saying that it's a 100% useless group, but because of certain things that happened over, I would say 12 months ago, I've lost a lot of more. How would you say? I wouldn't rely on the WHO that much, even before this happened, because if you understand how institutions like that operate, a lot of them are manipulated by all big governments. So I hope you understand that. Let me put you up here, Jonathan. The Sinovac vaccine was a bit rough. Okay. First one is a bit, from most people, when they get inoculated, they have some kind of reaction. It's usually your body's making adaptations to the vaccine. Remember, a vaccine is just like a lesson plan for your body that try to teaches your body how to react or how to resist a certain virus. And sometimes, depending on how it's designed and the method they use, people react differently. Okay, so that's something to talk about. The second shot got rough, 2 weeks and a lot of exhaustion. Very hungry. Yeah, those are side effects. Right? And the second shot wasn't an ass kicker. In what way? I mean, did it affected you in what way? Did it make you feel worse, or just slowed your time down, make you feel like you were going into a time tunnel, or what? And Jonathan, what part of the world, where are you coming to us from, by the way? What part of the world? Can you let me know? I would appreciate that. But, no matter where you are, if you already got inoculated, at least for this year, keep your mask on. Keep your mask on, okay? 连户都不要做一个 Okay. I'll put this up. Let me put this up. Okay. Cool. That's cool. But the thing is, we need to, let me put it this way to you, okay? And I'll say both in English and in Chinese. Look, what is it for some place to want to block aid to a group of people just because of ideological differences? Shouldn't people's lives be more important? 我的重点是一，如果一个对方不要另外一方拿到疫苗，对不对？是为了有一些理想的或者有观念的不同的话，是不是人民的生命的比较重要吗？ That's my point. Okay, so let's continue in English. Okay, let me go back to you, Jonathan. So like a small, Okay. Well, look, if it works for you, I can only wish you the best. That's all. But I'm just letting the situation here be known to people in the world. And why? It's just that we should put people first, lives first, regardless of the political differences, ideological differences, skin color, faith, or sexual orientation. Wow. Sounds like logic there. Keep a mask on for at least half a year, because, this thing or another variant of it will come back. This will happen again. It will happen again. And if we do spend too much time blaming each other for it, it just kills the time of getting it cured. But however, I do believe, this is me personally, that we need to find out how this started. And I know some of it will use it for political gain, philosophical gains. But we need to find out 这个病毒的来源是从哪里来的? You need to find out where it came from. And I hope it's not to blame, but we need to find out because there may be a fact that it came from someplace and someone knew it but were afraid to put the word out. And this may have just been a personal issue. Okay. Hit it up. Go up. I'll talk to you in a private in a mail then. Okay? It's just you then. 观念不同. Doesn't mean it's just different. It doesn't mean just because you have a different opinion doesn't mean that your different opinion is necessarily wrong. Okay? Okay, guys. It's time for me to back out of here because I still got some things to do in another broadcast. Thank you guys very much for dropping by. And thank you very much for coming. Everybody, take care wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care and stay healthy wherever you are in the world. 保重. Guys, take care.